Got it.
I got it done.
And got it.
Alrighty, y'all. Islam. Pardon me. Peace and love. Pazzy Moor. How you want to come through here? Move. All right. And welcome to another Intuition Monday. Peace and love to y'all. Happy Moon Day.
Bubby's like, it's time to go live. Come on.
And she like always like the tightest spot. She got walk through like, bro, move. But anyways, yeah, we're going in on Keanu Reeves today. I'm brother Sean L. You already know that all is well. And see, the puppy made me forget, bro. What was that appellation? I almost remembered today. I almost remembered what it was today. What was it again?
Yeah, that's always funny. I mean, it's just the fact that that's like a couple nights in a row. The puppy's like, peace with green.
I'm Nala
too. Like, yo, what?
I'm Nala. You got some food?
Yo, that's
right, but
I know, right? That's bananas. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, did she hear my spoon hitting my bowl before we went live?
I got like, the AirPod
in. The clanking of a spoon.
Knowing her, she probably heard the clanking of the spoon through the AirPod. Like, what's that? Nah, she like to chill down here because if anybody open the fridge or come in with a bat, she's always here for the food action. Like,
okay,
real. If her bed could be by the fridge, it would be. I see you open
instead of her being for the streets, she's for the fridge. She for the fridge, bro. Like,
she for the fridge.
Yo.
All right, feed her and give her booty rubs. That's what she loves. Fridge. I'm telling you. Like I wonder if they a Taurus moon.
Man, I told you. Oh wow. Rub my hips.
It'd be hilarious. But Sagittarius. But anyway. I'm here with my bro. I haven't said it in a minute, but the living master. And he is.
Y'all hilarious. You're hilarious. Peace of greeting to y'all. Namaste. Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazio Bey here in Morocco at northwest of Mexico. How are you? Let's get this going, guys. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have some fun. We're going in on Keanu Reeves' chart. Alrighty, so this is where the rubber meets the road, guys. And you can. I don't think we're going to be too technical in things that we're saying, because we recognize that as much as people are fascinated by astrology, only those that really want to learn astrology for real wants the technicalities or whatever. So that's what mirror sessions are for. That's what our workshops are for. That's what the Saturday discussions are for. All righty, here we're just going to kind of see what we see, and we're just going to go in on what we see and keep it as plain English language. But for me, we already know, right, Brother Sean? I don't really like dumbing things down, because it's so funny how people like don't go over my head, but they want to act like they're grown and so knowledgeable and intelligent, but yet once things watered down and put in so-called simple terms, or tell it to them like a 4-year-old, it's like, it's just it's just really wild, when you are speaking for people that need something, or speaking to people that need something, when you are actually familiar with other communities that actually seek your technical wisdom, actually, because hold on, there are Moors that's doing astrology. We need to sit at their feet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, man, it's high B, man, but I know what we're here to do. All righty. We're here to make sure that people get comfortable with what it is that they need, because it's their birthright. So it's like, hey, you need to get back in line with that. So maybe the generations after you, have a chance. But bro, I yield the floor to you, bro. Islam.
Yeah, we'll just jump right on into it. So let me hit that. Come to here and voila. All right. So here we go. All right, we're going over Keanu Reeves' chart. As so said, this is a major disclaimer. We're not really sure if this is his actual time and natal location is what was posted on Rodden. So we're just taking this as is. Disclaimer. There we go. So with that being said, man, it's like looking at it, it's like bing, 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 bing. It's like so much information. But just to start off for beginners, right? For those that get into sect, one of the most important parts, right? We have the sun above the horizon, right? When you look at this little line coming through right through there, sun is above the horizon. So this is a diurnal sect or a daytime sect. So we'd be looking for a sun, we're looking for Jupiter, and we also be looking for a Saturn. So we got the sun in Virgo. Jupiter is, where is that at? Join it. Boom. Right there in Taurus, above the horizon as well, and Saturn's below the horizon. Mm-hmm. So it's some accidental dignity for that Jupiter, to be in the 9th house, as Jupiter naturally rules Sagittarius and Pisces, 9th and 12th houses. And so, and Saturn's, below the horizon, and Pisces at 1 degree, 2 minutes in the 6th house of health. Right. But, one of the first things, that, pops up, we look at the sect, we're like, cool, okay, sun, their conditions aren't really bad, but it is this Cazimi that is going down right here in the 12th house with, pardon me, Sun and Mercury, right? Both at 9 degrees Virgo. Sun's at 41 minutes, Mercury's at 57. So, anything from 17 minutes to exact when it's in that conjunction to the sun is a Cazimi. So Mercury is just, let me just slide on in here with you one time. So, right? It's beautiful. With that, so that Cazimi, in the 12th house, it's a lot of spirituality that occurs. Definitely probably a lot of heartful thinking, or thinking with his mind, but also thinking with his heart, and able to just really balance those out. And having also a Virgo stellium, and then we look and there's a Cancer stellium, so a Cancer and a Virgo stellium in the 11th and the 12th houses. So when it comes to friends and groups, he's definitely probably could be looked at as like the go-to guy, or someone, once you meet him, he feels like home. Right? Like you can just go to him and he either remind you of one's mother or father, just, very caring and very nurturing, but, also, not the one to really mess with when it comes to, his loved ones, or he could be really protective over his friend groups. And we also see here, we have a Martian part of fortune, Martian part of fortune conjunction, only off by 17 minutes. Exactly. 21 degrees. So it's a lot of higher learning. It's a lot of things that are foreign to Keanu Reeves when it comes to his health. So maybe he was maybe into acupuncture. I don't know why that's coming up. Maybe introduced to acupuncture, or like, as they would say, alternative health practices. Maybe instead of going to like hospitals, maybe he had him or his family knew kind of like a call-in doctor, someone local around, that could come assist him, because we also look at Mars ruling over that 3rd house here and that 8th house right there in Aries. So, man, it's just, wow, both of those at 11 degrees, muy. So yeah, and if he didn't bring someone, he probably did, but he maybe went somewhere foreign to go study some different type of cultures to help him master self, master breath. Because when we think of spirit, spirituality, it's the art of breathing. So with that Virgo stellium really being able to connect, and it's retrograde, so he might have to work harder, or he might said he had, ADHD or these other things, but, drawn within his home, or when he's by himself, or, different things to activate one's mind, can be very good for him. And with that Virgo horizon as well at 14 degrees, he probably thought himself very valuable, or maybe went through a hard time at first, really being able to be confident within himself. But, after some time, he probably really had that change of heart, or, something sudden that occurred, or, changed how he looked at things. Let's see. Man. Now I'm sitting there looking at a solar arc too. It's like, I wonder where it occurred in his life when he was 28, roughly about 28 years young, some would say old, when, Neptune crossed into that fourth house. And his Neptune's in Scorpio, so 15 degrees, 25 minutes in the third house. So it's actually
Jesus
25
Christ,
minutes
bro.
past that Via
That's pretty spot on, bro. Yeah, that is 28 degrees. Wow. You're right, 28 degrees, so that's 28 years, and what, it's 3 minutes apart between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 minute is 6 days, so that's 18 days. So he was 28 years old.
18 days.
Neptune would be arc to that, or conversely, having the fourth house cusp arc to Neptune. So yeah, that's something to check. He would have been
I wonder if when he started making movies. I'm not sure. I wonder when he started.
That would have been. I'm listening to you. I'm just saying that would have been 1992 for his life.
1992.
And it's like, is that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures and stuff like that? Like,
I don't think I've seen that, but we could probably look that up too. Like when he started actually doing movies, but something definitely like within the home, maybe an inheritance of some sort. Or he just had that opportunity to do like some foreign movies, like I don't know, like that 47 Ronin movies popping up too. But another thing is, look at this, guys. His Luna and Jupiter is in mutual reception by exaltation. What you looky. So when it comes, with that Moon in Cancer and Jupiter in Taurus, yeah, it's, I think after a certain period, things might have came really easy, or I think fine-tuning one's mind and, choosing the right network, the right connection, the right friends really allowed him to really expand upon those things that he really needed. And like I said, looking at something else, there's a grand water trine between Luna, Neptune, and Chiron. And Chiron's in the 7th in Pisces, 16 degrees. So definitely a lot of home healing. Might have had to heal from a lot of things, and either his partnerships or from his family. Maybe he's seen painful things in his family, maybe addictions or drugs, or some were maybe mentally unstable, and really was able to see those things. And for a while, he might not really been sure on which path to take, right? In this, with that and Luna. It was really beautiful too, is just being quick, right? Saturn is 6. So maybe had some health issues, maybe swelling of the feet. Maybe had feet issues, had to be careful with, getting his feet wet. And sorts of those matter. And that ascendant at 14 too. And it's like, man, really using one's will to really will the things one wants with that. And Pluto's there at 13. I think that's like the degree of business and like transformation. And, Uranus is at 10 degrees. So, really able to transform the things, the ideas that he came up with, while at home, or things that were offered, and really, man, I want to say like practice magic, but he was definitely into like the occult arts. Maybe tarot, maybe he was really good at playing cards, probably practice playing different card games. So whenever he'd go out, or, to show off to his friends of that. Does that matter, yo? Born But I yield, bro. I'm gonna look at something real quick while you do that. Wow,
it's very interesting. I'm still editing on the fly here, man, but I kept like pausing as I'm looking at what you're saying, right? And just off of a quick glance, right? Again, do my best to not get too technical. All his planets are either in Earth or water signs, which is why in a daytime chart, technically in a daytime chart, Earth and water in a daytime chart all are Venus triplicity. So all the planets are in a Venus triplicity, which means like the beginning of things that he does in life are completely Venusian, whether it's dealing with art, love, finances, so to speak, right? So if we were to break down his life right now at this point, he'll be 59 years old on the 2nd, which is just about less than 5 days away. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. This is the 28th, alrighty, August. So you still have the 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st and 2nd. So that's why I'm saying roughly 5 days, under 5 days, right? 4.5 days, maybe, so to speak, or really even less than that. However, in seeing that, we can point out the fact that he's having a Saturn return. For those of us that are in the know, we know Saturn's retrograde technically right now in Pisces, right? So he's having a Saturn return, right? Saturn goes 360 every 29 and a half years. So he's in his second set of 29 and a half years. 29.5 times 2 is the same as 29.5 plus 29.5, which gets you 59. So even looking at that, if we were to break his life down right now in 3 parts, a little under 20 years, the first set of 20 years would belong to Venus up to this point. The second set of 20 years would belong to, for Earth signs, it would belong to the moon. And for water signs, it will belong to Mars. So, you know, by the time he's between roughly 20 and 40, you know, Mars and Moon are just kind of doing their thing. And very interestingly, Venus, Mars, and Moon, which are the triplicity lords for Earth and water, are all in Cancer. And it's interesting to see the Moon and Jupiter, like Brother Sean's saying, their mutual reception just basically means, hey, man, you're in my spot. I'm in your spot where I'm really held on high and get a boost for things. And it's like, hey, we're going to be able to look out for each other in terms of how we have things that we learn, where we get our degree from, or get a higher sense of grasping ideals that will help us in the career. That's 10th house, right? And it's so funny because within that 10th house, his nodes are at 29 degrees. That's imitation and acting nonetheless, right? So we can see that this is a, you know, chart that's saying, hey, this is imitation and acting, right? So he's definitely going to be an actor. So with that being said, he's, you know, probably great in class, Jupiter in the 9th house in Taurus, right? Which means he's also having absolutely a Jupiter return brewing too, right? Because, you know, Jupiter, you know, does its 360 every 12 years. So when he comes up on 60 next year, we could definitely see him having his Jupiter return, right? 12 times 5 is 60. So we will see September 2nd, 2024, he'll be having a Jupiter return. With the moon there dominant, of course, in Cancer, it's basically home. However, Jupiter's exalted there in Cancer, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. So what does that mean? Well, 11th house is technically 3 houses away from the 9th house. So that means when it came to higher education, it seems like he might have either always got help, tutoring of some sort. It was easy to be in study groups. You know what I'm saying? There was always, probably always, every time he studied, it's with women in some way, shape, or form. And it's just unique to see that 11th house Venus ruling over that 9th house Jupiter, which I also think is like And then Moon being the final dispositor for itself and everything else that's in Cancer. So it just really lets me know that when it comes to the triplicity rulers, right? That which actually takes precedent, if we were to just right now in his life, break it up into 3 equal parts. Venus, Mars, and Moon are just championing that. And it's going to be like that for his whole life, period. So a lot of things that he's going to do is do things where there's probably quick movements to really actively bring something fortunate for himself so that he can actually enjoy the finer things in life. And it doesn't necessarily mean something that was transacted by finances. It may be even solitude to a certain extent. All right. The reason why I'm actually saying that is because maybe he's actually valuing not only being in groups, but also valuing being able to be to himself at times. Right. And we get it. Yes, his moon is clearly at a Cancer degree. Brother Sean was saying he had a Sagittarius degree for his part of fortune in Mars, and then there's a Uranus degree for that Venus. So just on his 11th house alone, when doing humanitarian practices and things of that nature, that's probably where he really gets his joy from, his feeling like he's doing the sense of charity. So that's a possibility that could be that. However, if we wanted to look at some shadowy things, so to speak, pertaining to that, I could really point out, and I'm not seeking to be, mean or anything like that. That bullseye, Aldebaran in the 9th house there, just, but it's still conjunct the 10th house, right? It's just a couple of degrees away from being completely in, Antisha, so to speak, or in the shadow of Venus. All right. So it kind of makes me think too, maybe the reason why he comes off so laid back or seemingly humble and meek and things of that nature is because dude's probably really into some heightened sexual activity in groups or with multiple, beings. I'm trusting it's women. However, we know when it comes to these beings and their acting careers, a lot of times they may do unnatural sexual practices as well as killing people to be able to be in certain areas, or heavily portraying some type of homicidal thinking, whether it's even being the hero, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, if you check out Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, you know what I mean? And I get it when you're like, hey man, I didn't really see that. And it's like, I ain't gonna front. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures probably came out in like 91, 92, bro. You know what I mean? Because I remember being little watching Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You know what I mean? They was basically being able to teleport kind of on some Doctor Who stuff, you know what I mean, through a telephone booth. It's like instead of having a DeLorean like Michael J. Fox to go back to the future, they were using a telephone booth.
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha.
Did you? I was going to say, like, you could look it up if you want right now, because I mean, it's so much more that I can say, and it probably seemed like I said more technical things, but really what I'm just even thinking, man, like with his moon being so close to that 11th house cusp, it's, man, for me, it's just really, it's just really, for me, it's just really like, there's something going on with groups of women, or being able to be in, groups with people, even maybe if it was, in the second portion of his life, there was just, even if he enjoyed it or not, there was just always this, okay, even though if one may feel a little introverted, being in the group was still some way, shape, or form very beneficial to him. He was able to make out, he was able to maybe get some finances, maybe improve his health being around in those groups, got some like easy sex in those groups, and maybe even, you know, had some, you know, quote unquote love affairs or two, right? We're not even getting to his Wikipedia. And, you know, we take Wikipedia with a grain of salt because anyone can sit there and edit it. But just to look at that pertaining to Keanu Reeves, like, it's just amazing. And, you know, Brother Sean pointed out how his Mercury and his Sun are Cazimi at a homicidal degree in Virgo, right? And of course, you guys can see he manifested in Beirut, Lebanon. All right. Very interestingly, it's when he, you know, on the 2nd September this year, he's going to enter a 12th house perfection because he's 59. So the age 59 is the 12th house. He's having a 12th house perfection, and what's going to be activated for his 12th house perfection is the sun there in the 12th. So you guys may see a turn up of some way, shape, or form, Keanu Reeves and the portrayal of homicide of some sort, you know what I mean? People are just, oh, John Wick this and John Wick that, right? Cool, no worries. I mean, let's keep it a band. It's this hero vibe to someone who, you know, is a hitman. And the way that it's set up, we like, if you just don't really forget about like the premise of who John Wick really is as far as the storyline goes, there's no need to really like, you know, make this seem like, oh, he's such a hero, you know, somebody did something to his dog and his land command. So now it's like, yeah, you know, he's so badass. I mean, this guy's he's a contracted hitman. And that's tying in with his Sun and Mercury. How is he being seen? Sun. How does he shine? Sun. Homicide. Does he look like it? No. 12th house. Oh, it's Cazimi to the sun, that Mercury thing of his hands. Look how much great of a shot he is, how well he can fight in these movies when it's portrayed, because 12th house is also theater. Mm-hmm. However, since 12th house, you know, thinking 12th house, Pisces, Neptune, Jupiter, all are really tied to that 12 energy in some way, shape, or form, dealing with theater, film, photography. Brother Sean did bring up that Neptune, and I think we can kind of just speed there. So many other things that I can say. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we kind of prefaced a bit, and there's a lot more that I can see, actually. It's, bro, even his freaking ascendant, descendant is at the Taurus degree, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. even that is Venusian. You know what I mean, bro? Like, come on, man. Are we all right? Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Let's look and see what happened in 1992. Matter of fact, he would have been 28 in 1992, right? September 2nd, 1992. However, like we said, 18 days after that would have been September 20th. So let's check September 20th. Let's go and check Wikipedia, I guess, on Keanu Reeves. And let's see what we find happening around September 1992. I'm almost positive that something about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures is going to show up. And I haven't looked at anything. I'm almost positive that something like that's going to pop up. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's speaking up. Let's see what we got here. Mary says, peace, right? Hey, Mary, peaceful greetings to you. Also, Brother Seven, Judah Bilal Bay says, peace and love, Islam, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's so interesting.
Maurice Hall, what did you say?
I said, yeah, because we was, you know, speaking before we got on, but just that Mercury return, now he's about to, you know, the solar return and the Saturn return. So yeah,
he's having a Mercury return, about to have a solar return. He's in the middle of a Saturn return to complete that, and then he's embarking on a Jupiter return. which means he just got over having a Venus return and Mars return this year, because Mars was in Cancer around March. So yeah, it's no wonder that these things are, you know, kind of popping up for him, or things that are happening like that for him, right? So look, 91 through 94, breakthrough with adult roles. What happened in 1991? I can't make this up, bro. I'm just going off of memory. I didn't even read this shit.
Yep,
what happened in
1991.
You see it, Rick? What did it say?
Reeves, you know, shout out to them 1991 babies. Hey, damn, where'd he go? All right, so Reeves starred in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, a sequel to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with his co-star Alex Winter. All right, so they got praise for that. And then the rest of 1991 marked a significant transition for Reeves' career as he undertook adult roles, co-starring with River Phoenix as a street hustler in the adventure My Own Private Idaho. All right. Then he's got Moor. The story is written by Gus Van Sant and is loosely based on Shakespeare. All right, so yeah, I haven't seen that either. So I'm about to, well, at some point, check out some older movies, but My Own Private Idaho. Then let's see, he did some more, starred alongside Patrick Swayze, Lori Petty, and Gary Busey, and Point Break.
What's funny is a little under a year before he turns 28, right? It says that the film premiered, and I'm guessing it's those Shakespeare ones, premiered at the 48th Venice International Film Festival, followed by a theatrical release in the United States on September 29th, 1991. So it's still around that time, G. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, there's something to that Neptune. It's almost like, do we rectify his chart then, and then make it so that fourth house cusp now is 27.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
and then we would have to add 6 days, another minute and a half. So it would have to be 27 degrees, 4.5 minutes. Then 27 degrees, 4.5 minutes from Neptune, and boom, we rectify this chart. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's how it could line up with what we're seeing just in 1991 if we wanted to look at it like that, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But we'll keep it where it's at. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? And it's kind of hard for me not to be so technical, but at the end of the day, it's like, hey, this should happen in this life, and we can adjust the chart by looking at these events, period. So anybody got questions? Well, what if I want you to do my natal chart, but I don't know the time? Do you remember the events you went through in your life? And can you be straight up? Don't try to make something up. Don't try to be fanatical. Make sure you have your mental sanity in check while you're coming to us for real, so that, you know, we can be able to actually analyze events and then adjust your chart accordingly. But don't come testing us. If you got the time, give us the time. And then that way we can still do rectification techniques. However, I yield, bro.
You know, like his first film was Peter Markle's Youngblood in 1986.
Look at that.
So 65, 86, he'd have been about 21.
Yep.
Well, coming back here, let's see. And yeah, like that 1991, that movie with Bill and Ted, and that just kind of like kicked it off. So then it just makes me even think, before we even check the Zodiacal releasing, like what was peaking on, you know what I'm saying? What was Spirit peaking on? Like, was it like a Leo peak? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remember where I think his Spirit was in Scorpio. And I think his part of fortune was in Cancer.
Interesting.
All right, so let's see. He did the Speed movie. Hey, I seen that one, bro.
You seen Speed, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I see right here, but he did that film gross, and then 95 through 98. He just, yeah, that 1991 really just kicked it off. So it made me think like, would it be like a Cancer or even like a Leo or Venus, a Venusian like peak period that
Talking
really
about
set that
zodiacal
off?
releasing.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as spirit is concerned, all right, hold on, I'll tell you because I got this set to something else. Let me do 01011990. Let me start from 1990.
1999 was the Matrix.
Now think about how old he was there.
99, let's see, 65 right? Or 34. That's a 7.
So that's 4.5 years after his Saturn return.
And so that like means 10th house perfection.
Correct. So Saturn now is probably at that time in Aries for him as far as transits.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturn is in its fall. Right? And where's Aries for him? Aries is what? The 8th house?
Let's see, Virgo. Yeah,
is that
8th
right?
House. Correct. Yeah, because he's at a Virgo ascendant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now Saturn in the 8th in Aries would be, hard work, which is funny because watch this. Where's his 12th house cusp? I know where it is. Like, I'm just asking.
I'm trying to remember. Ooh, 16 Leo.
Okay. What 2 parts of the body mainly do we associate Leo with?
The heart and the back.
What? And he breaks what in that role in the Matrix? In the subway scene when he's fighting the agent, Smith, and when it looks like he kicks him through the wall in the subway, like the tiles and whatever, Keanu Reeves breaks his back in that scene, man. They had to stop filming. Hospital for the back, 12th house, Leo. While Saturn is in the 8th. We found the date he broke his back, bro. I'm telling you, I bet you it'll line up. Because now what we're looking at, Saturn is limitations. What would be a limitation for him to do? To be able to be driven to do things. Aries is charging forward. How can he charge forward when his back is broken? That's Saturn in Aries. In the 8th house, then now means that it's dealing with a transformation. Things have transformed for him. Why? Because that which is the disciplinarian energy, that which is what needs the essentials, the things that's essentials, Saturn is in its fall, which means it needs extra help. But it's not going to get that help. So it's got to do for itself. Whereas Saturn in Libra is exalted, it's like it can't help but keep somebody being like, hey man, let me get this food, man. Planets exalted is like, hey man, let me help you out, let me get your hand. Planets in they fall is like, man, fuck him, man, he got it. And that's what happened that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking Saturn was in Aries in 1999 for him. Straight up. Maurice Hall says, great evening and peace to all. Indeed, Maurice, peace and greetings to you. Brother Tyro Bay says, peace and love, everyone. Peace and greetings, Brother Tyro. And Roz Blackwood says, peace. Peace to you, Roz. All right, so.
Man, they got the Constantine joint.
What'd you say?
I said, then the Constantine joint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What about it, though? I'm all ears.
I was just saying that joint's, man, ain't really saying nothing. Let's see. For about him breaking his back during that.
Just type Keanu Reeves breaks back in Matrix. See if that pops up, I guess. Right? And we're looking to see what is the Zodiacal releasing is for 1991, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was September 9th, they said for him. Oh, I still gotta adjust that joint some more, huh? I'm gonna adjust it some more. What's funny is he's on the 31st of January, 1991, how long? It's a Sag period. How long? It's definitely a Sag period. He's still in Sag. But let's see. 4 levels, 5 years apiece. Right, so let's take it to 1991. Right, 1991. Let's hit okay, and it'll come up. Does it say anything about him breaking his back?
Yeah, I'm like looking through different articles.
That's interesting if they scrubbed that from the internet. That would be wild, because I remember that. I remember him breaking his back in that scene, because it came up that Yo broke his back in that scene. So he had to be hospitalized for his back. That's Leo in the 12th house. Leo, back, 12th house, hospital. When did it happen? When he was filming a movie? 12th house. Filming, right? That means under the spotlight, Leo. I mean, it's literally tied together.
Hold on, I think I found some. Keanu Reeves had a spinal injury, so he wouldn't lose the Matrix.
Told you. That was in Matrix. That was in the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say Matrix Reloaded. They didn't say Matrix Revolution. It's Matrix.
I went too far. Okay, here go a little bit. This is quote unquote what he said to the Matrix in the 4 months of training, but it was pretty bad. So I went to a neck doctor, and basically I had spinal stenosis too. My spinal column was being sausage basically, so I had to have a level 2 fusion on my spine before training, and they put a plate in his neck.
That's Taurus. So they had
But
to extend Jupiter in his neck. Taurus. They had to put something foreign in his neck, right? 9th house. Like, come on, yo. We can't really make this up, yo. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all right there. Where's the significator for his 12th house? In the 12th house. The dispositor is Sun, right? Let me say that. Let me not say significator. Let me say dispositor. The dispositor for his 12th house is Sun. Is it not?
Oh, very much so, yeah.
What is the significator for the 12th house, though? Let me look that up real quick so I can remind myself what the significator for the 12th house actually is. Make sure my notes there. Just checking my notes, baby. Checking my notes. So, if I'm not mistaken, it'd be wild if it's Saturn. If the significator for the 12th house is Saturn, but I want to be sure. So let me just scroll on back. Here we go. Boom.
Wow. So he did it. And yo, he did right. It on Spirit. Wow. I'm looking. Yeah, he had that Spirit as a level 1 starting April 14th, 1991. So that's the long term, like.
You said what happened for Spirit?
So April 14th, 1991, he started a level 1 peak period.
April 14th,
1991.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I see at the bottom of this list that I'm looking at. Right, he goes right into Capricorn. Spirit hits Capricorn, so that's a peak period reflecting fortune there in the 11th house. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like all that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that peak period is lined up with that Neptune hitting that 4th house cusp. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, Neptune again is the ruler of, photography, right? Illusions, right? Filmography, photography is given the illusion of something. You know what I mean? What's the illusion? That in that moment of time, everything was still. That's an illusion. Nothing is still. Everything vibrates, right? So filmography and photography can deliver, something that isn't by giving something a script to be acted out. So it's actually completely an illusion. However, it's a story being portrayed by beings. And I was right. Saturn is the significator for the 12th house, bro. And I told you that Saturn went in to Aries when he broke his back in 1999, bro, 2000. I'm telling you, bro, can't make this up. As I said, who's the dispositor? The sun. But who's the significator for the 12th house? Saturn. And it was in its fall, bro. We can't make that up. That's real deal Holyfield. All day, G. All day. Can't make it up. So since that's the case, then it makes sense for him to break his back. Because Saturn, the significator for his 12th house, is in its fall. So when he got, because it was a bungee he was on, it wasn't just like the actor playing Agent Smith kicked him through the wall. No, they had him on a pulley. So when he hit that wall, it messed his back up and his neck. Jupiter in Taurus in the 9th. So they basically had to stretch him out and then put a plate in his neck. Come on, bro. Are you serious? That's how much you're expanding the spine. Jupiter, right? Jupiter is the expansion, right? All right, cool. You had to put something foreign, metal plate in the neck, Taurus. I can't make this up, G. We're just pointing out how, things that are in the natal chart can make sense. We didn't even look at the solar return for that year. Like, hey, man, well, the solar return, his 19, did it say a date specifically? I know it just gave a year, 1991, but did it say like he's filming The Matrix in 1991 around when? 1999 around when? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because then that way we can be like, all right, which solar return are we looking at? Are we looking at the 1998 solar return, or are we looking at the 1999 solar return going into 2000? And then that way we can really gauge it. Like, oh, look, bro, look what ascendant is on the rise. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't really saying. John Williams, person.
Level 1 peak period, right? For Capricorn, level 1 peak period, which means he's in that because it's Capricorn, right? So that Cancer Capricorn is that 25-27 axis. So that's 27 years that he's in that, bro. You see what I'm saying? 27 years.
And that so adds my thing with Saturn ruling the being in that peak period, and with Saturn ruling the skeleton, the bones, that would add more in to him breaking his back if he, you know what I'm saying, wasn't careful, working too hard.
That's why I'm like, bro, and yes, we brought up an excellent point. Saturn does rule the skeleton. Because the skeleton, knees and skeleton is the, that's the bones, that's Capricorn. Who rules Capricorn? Saturn. So Saturn is the significator for the 12th house. So it was only, bro, do you think if somebody could have looked at his chart and been like, hey, y'all, really make sure you're good with this movie and your stunts and stuff, y'all, we don't want you to break any bones or have any back issues by just looking at his 12th house being on Leo, we know it's the back. And then it's like, yo, we know Saturn for 2.5 years is going to be here in its fall in Aries. Come on, yo. It's right there. Right? So interesting too, yo. That it was May 28, 1991 when he had that loosening of the bond off that fourth level Capricorn period starting from April 14th, 1991, yo. On level 4, it was May 28th, 1991. And Bill, it's interesting to me because it's making me think, when was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, that and the sequels, when were they released? Because it said in 1991 it was the sequel. So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure must have been like 89, 90. I think that was the first one.
All right, 1989, 1991, and then, oh wow, they made a one in 2020.
That couldn't have been any good, because I'm telling you, those first two are classics.
Oh yeah, it was probably watered down, corny.
Those first two are classics, bro. Like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures was one of those movies when I was little, I would damn near run the VHS tape. You know what I mean? So, you keep rewinding it, watching something, you almost either pop the tape or you get to a part of the movie where like it get messed up. The screen, the vertical hold is messed up.
That's how it was with that with the Power Rangers movie, yo, and that Rugrats movie. Put that in, yo. Rewind that joint back, yo. You know what I'm saying?
For real, yo. Like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, bro. It's like, it sounds really cool. It does, but it's kind of dark too, bro. like Keanu Reeves has never been in something that isn't really dark. I can't think of what, like, can you remember Keanu Reeves in a comedy? I can't. I just can't remember. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but he's always in something that ends up being it has a little bit of macabre to it, like a little macabre to it. It's, you know what I mean? It's a little macabre-esque, so to speak. It just,
look at that, replicas. That's that Neptune and Scorpio. Siberia, not 47 Ronin. Yeah, it's all been action and looks like fighting, Matrix, replacements.
The replacements might have been the funniest thing.
For real, yeah.
That might have been the funniest thing he's been in. Other than that, it's serious and has this like kind of dark, twisted undertone to it.
For real. John, Chain Reaction, Crime, Knock, Exposed, Siberia. Yeah, it's definitely been action. And I mean, Saturn is ruling over the 5th. You think of entertainment. Saturn's in Pisces, retrograde. So it loves that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Saturn being in the 12th sign, right? Saturn loves to be in the joy in the 12th, but, sign-wise, he's in his joy in the 6th house. 1 degree. So yeah, it's definitely, which again is an Aryan degree. So yeah, it's second 2 away from where it's ruling. So values, it's the values of not restricting one's inner world. It's like, yo, okay, I'm gonna do this and be okay with that. Like
if we went off the Aries degree, it is almost like, since we know he broke his back, now we can go back and be like, yo, you got Saturn retrograde in the 6th house. 6th house deals with health. but it's at the Aries degree. So, when Saturn hits Aries, bro, and it's transiting Aries for you, possibly. I mean, who knows? It could be after your first Saturn return, bro. You might injure your back or something or break some bones. So be careful, because we have Leo on the 12th house. So, bro, just be careful. Somebody could have told him that. Because now that we're looking at it in hindsight, it's like, gee, the signs are there in your natal chart, bro, that it may take place like that. And again, we have not at all looked at any progress charts, solar return charts. Like, we're getting all of this off of natal, bro. Like, it's just those other charts would be able to solidify even more. I mean, I know we're looking at the Zodiacal releasing, bro. It's like, man, like, what?
I mean,
yeah, bro. Like, wow. Like, okay, so September. So what was that? September 29th, 1991 was when he did something. It said that Wikipedia said. Long story short, of course, he's having this peak period. Capricorn level 1, level 1 and level 2. Pisces is the level 3 period. Is the level 3 zodiacal releasing. So of course, if it's Pisces, overall, so this is a 12-year period starting the 3rd September 1991. So it's Libra on the 28th of September 1991 at about 10:40 a.m. And so on the 29th is the day between him going from Libra to Scorpio in a level 4 period. Right? So just wanted to kind of point that out about that. So secondary progress as of his solar return, right? So we're looking at a secondary progress chart on the outer wheel relative to his natal chart on the inner wheel. Looky, Astro Cookie.
Holy shit, bro. Whoa. Wow. I mean, we know Neptune doesn't move much trining that moon, but his progress Mercury is trining his moon, and it's going to hit Mars and Venus. Where's this progress, man? And he's in that, let's see, 30. No, he's like in that, no, it's like last quarter before balsamic. I think when it hits that. Yeah, last quarter. He's in that last quarter moon phase. Let's see, 45.
What about that Venus T-squaring his nodes? I'm listening to you, though. You just want to keep that in mind. Go ahead, say what you were saying.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? You guys are just saying technical stuff again. What does that mean? What Sean's saying and what you're saying? What does it mean, brother Sean?
Which one? The T square or the trine?
We'll do that second. Go in on the trine, bro. You said the Mercury and Neptune that are literally just 9 minutes away from each other at 17 degrees in the progress chart. Coming slightly off of a conjunction, that Mercury, progress Mercury coming off a conjunction with the natal Neptune. You're saying it's trying that 11th house cusp and the moon.
Yeah, I wonder if he filmed another movie and there's local community or that. But yeah, when I say that secondary progress Mercury right here at 17 is trining his natal moon right here in the first wheel at 16. It's gonna, at some point, slowly trine all that, and it just makes me think, and it's just like in his natal third at Mercury is transiting, and I think he's having like not a change of heart, but it's at the Leo degree. It's like, it's like a yoga retreat type energy, or like, man, it makes me just think like, if he's not already haven't filmed it, or like we might be seeing like a release for a movie. Maybe even he's directed. Maybe he's not even going to act in it.
There you go. You said the key word. That's exactly what I was thinking. Director. It's like let's Google what movies has he directed. Let's start with 2022. What movies did he direct in 2022? That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking director, bro.
Okay, it's tied to many projects, not movies, but TV shows as well. We already know John Wick. Let's see, he's doing a voice appearance in the animated DC League of Super Pets.
Okay, hold on. Let's stop right there. Okay, that's where was that Mercury and Neptune? It was in his third house. Duh, that makes sense. That communication is that's talking, speech, that's third house. And it's Mercury conjunct Neptune. So the voice is the Mercury, the acting is the Neptune. That makes complete sense.
And the Scorpio's behind the scenes.
Exactly. So that's why it's the voice acting, because you're not seeing him, but his voice is making the appearance. That makes complete sense, dude. Like seriously, like go back to the chart real quick. Let's sit here for a second. Here, go back to the chart real quick, because that okay. The ruler of Scorpio, if we went modern, is Pluto. Where's his natal Pluto? Exactamundo, right? So it's kind of still a little bit with an orb of a sextile, right? Pluto's where? In the what house?
No.
You know, it's in the 12th house in his natal, first house in this progress chart. So that's kind of like, you know, the whole, again, it's just speaking of movies again. Because if we whole sign this joint, technically all of Virgo would be his first house. But it's like, if we're looking at it placid as how we are, it's like, look, bro, Uranus is conjunct. The secondary progressed Uranus is conjunct his 12th house natal Pluto. So I don't know how much voice acting he has done, but this is something that's different, change. You know what I mean? So there's this sudden change. And you need what? Of course you need electronics. So it makes me think that he probably even invested in a studio to have close to home, Moon, trine, the Neptune, right? Close to home, these electronics, 11th house, right? So that he can be able to exercise and practice doing voiceover work. Look, I don't really feel like traveling. I want to just sit still inside sitting in institute. That's Neptune, institution, right? So he wants to be home. He wants to have this free-flowing energy of being able to do and voice acting comfortably, right? Free-flowing, trine, voice acting, Mercury conjunct Neptune in the secondary progress at home, Moon. With what? Certain electronics for the studio, 11th house. Like, come on, yo. Like, it's really it's really right there. You know what I mean?
And his Saturn is trine. I said, and his progressed Saturn is trine his north node, his natal north node. So that even comes back, and it's, you know,
which means it's sextile to south node. Go ahead.
And it's like, yeah, it's retrograde, yeah, that's Saturn, but it's like it's easily able to communicate, you know, the things. It's like, and with that Mercury being in Scorpio, it's able to communicate what his internal thinking is, and with his progressed moon in Virgo as well, it's easily, you know, and it's sextile, the progressed Mercury, and it's sextile his natal moon. So he's easily able to communicate these things that, whether he's getting intuitively or, you know, Akashic record download or just things he's thinking of, he's able to write them and use Mercury in Scorpio progressed, right? Well, it's natal Virgo retrograde, but it's organized detail. So now he's able to work with others and now structure the communications that's meant for him to be doing. And it's like,
you said, what was sextile his natal moon again? I didn't catch what you said before. That was sextile.
oh, his progressed moon, the progressed moon, the sextile natal moon separating.
Yep, I yield.
And the T square with Venus. So, man, it's a T square with Venus and a trine.
That Venus T squaring the nodes, like, bro, like it should show us something that, you know, because 29 degrees Virgo, it's funny because 29 degrees period is just a Leo degree. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like, you know, he's just going to keep getting better.
Right.
He's going to keep dominating when it comes to movies and films. Guys, like he can't help it. And that secondary progressed Venus there, and it's not even past being exactly a T square. Or is it? Let me see. Oh no, it is. It's past it by 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said, let's go. That's why I was thinking, like, you know, even when looking back in 2022, you know what I mean? Because it's like, but that's all been probably cooking since earlier this year. But at the same time, it's probably there now because we're really looking at less than 5 days into the future, actually, with the secondary progress. We're actually looking at where things are going to be on his solar return this year. So we're kind of looking into the future of his secondary progress chart, which is like looking at the 59th day after he manifested. You know what I'm saying? So that will line up with September, October, November, maybe like what, November 1st, right? Because the sun is in Scorpio. So that was maybe November 1st, 1964. So we're lining up where the planets were in November 1st, 1964 to take a peek at his 59th year. Interestingly, the secondary progress midheaven is getting real close to that 12th house, but it's at 11 degrees. Back to electronics again. So this Aquarius degree. So many telling things, bro. I mean, it really is. It really is. And we're just scratching the surface, just having a little fun and looking at things that we're seeing. I mean, you know, if it came to making predictions, like literally, like, okay, let's have some fun. All right, so we know he's having a 12th house perfection. His solar return chart is having Sagittarius on the rise. So there's going to be issues pertaining to 4th house, right? That's coming up. So this third level, right, is where is the ascendant? It should be in Sag.
I did that wrong.
No worries.
There we go.
Like I said, ascendant's in Sag for the solar return chart. So it means that his natal 4th house, right? If we did it by whole sign, right? If we did everything whole sign, Sagittarius would be his whole sign 4th house. All righty. So now what we would be looking at actually is the fact that what's going to be ruling his year is 4th house issues, whether it's dealing with property, family, ancestors, home, the neighborhood, right? That's what's going to be dominating his year. So that means that he may actually just stay home for most of the year or try to make home much more comfortable to be able to do whatever type of work from there. Where's Jupiter again natally for him? In the 9th house. So now he can be home and still travel. How do you be home but still travel? Because you can still act anywhere by using the what? The internet. His natal Jupiter is at what? 25 degrees. The natal Jupiter. It's at 25 degrees. That's an Aries degree. which kind of lines up with that whole neck in the plate thing. I mean, plate in the neck thing when Saturn hits. Sorry, I got my A on my son right now.
And then his solar return. His solar return.
I'm sorry, I zoned out real quick, man. I went in the super dad ears mode just real quick. Go ahead, I'm listening, man.
Yeah, it's all good, Brody. Yeah, his solar return midheaven is conjunct his Pluto. Right?
Jesus Christ.
He's going to be like super busy, or he's about to like direct things. Like maybe he's going to already has like an at-home studio or like a green screen type thing where he can film and, just do everything where he don't, really have to leave his domicile, his domus. And
I'm seeing a barn. I don't know why I just got an image of a barn. Like, yeah. Like this huge barn house or whatever, he's like basically pimping out to be like some film or something, like film studio. But go ahead, I yield, bro.
Islam, yeah. And yeah, conjunct the Pluto, it's transformation. It's transformative. So yeah, and we talked about how directing right here and his solar return Mercury is sextile. His the secondary progress Mercury. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think, how far will Saturn go back retrograde to? I'm trying to think, when did that start?
I can double check real quick.
Double check. So then,
right now, it's showing us at 28 degrees in what? It's showing us 28 degrees in the Saturn in the solar return chart, or was that secondary progress? It was showing it.
That's secondary progress, yeah.
Aquarius at 28 degrees.
So yeah, definitely nearing that Saturn return.
That Saturn return is taking place. Give me 2 seconds. I shall let you know in a second. What year am I at? I'm in 2023, right? Saturn is direct at the 4th November, all right, at 2:03 a.m. So if we look to the 4th November, Saturn is 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 on the 4th November at midnight. Saturn's at 0 degrees Pisces, 31 minutes. That's where it's stationed direct to. 0 degrees Pisces, 31 minutes. So his natal, again, if I'm not mistaken, we saw he had a natal Saturn retrograde at 1 degree.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, there's some striking there. He's having a, Saturn apparently going over his natal Saturn 3 times. Mercury retrograde is about to make its second conjunction over his natal Mercury before going station direct on September the 15th at 8 degrees Virgo, 0 minutes. And then it'll make his third strike over his natal Mercury, just probably like a day or so after that. Well, a day or two after that. Mercury will hit that 9 degrees or whatever. But man, it's really telling, which means he's probably into a bunch of negotiations right now, going over a bunch of different contracts. But I really got a sense of him actually going long distance traveling. No, I think he's going to try to bring the world to his own, wherever he's domiciling, whatever land he has. Like I said, I just got an image of a barn. It just looks like a old, maybe like reddish, brownish type barn or whatever. It just looks like, oh, it's an unsuspecting barn, but you walk inside, it's a full-fledged action movie studio with all the bells and whistles. I guarantee it. It almost makes me go, bro, look, just, I guess, look it up real quick. Look to see if he has like a production studio or a film studio. Keanu Reeves home studio, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying that could be a search. Keanu Reeves home studio.
Mm.
And you guys have comments, questions, or suggestions out there? I know you guys are watching and like, hold on, man, how is this? And yeah, I mean, guys, we really can point. We can do this with you guys. We don't just have to do this with so-called celebrities. We can do this with you guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure we won't have an elaborate Wikipedia about your life, however, but that's what your memory is for. This is why we tell people keep diaries or journals, whichever word suits you best. Keep a diary, keep a journal pertaining to your life events. So that then when you do go to an astrologer and people ask you things, they're like, hold on, how old was I? And you can flip through the book. Let me, you know what I mean? As long as you're not being a menace to society out there, right?
It ain't showing nothing, but I figure he might not even have it be known that he got, you know what I'm saying, that set up, yo.
I can dig it. It's funny with that 12th house sun and Mercury, even though the Mercury is retrograde while Kazemi, he uses that, I'm just a shy, quiet guy to his advantage, probably felt unheard. However, I'm telling you, he's got a home film studio. Even if it's not something seen or reported, I'm willing to bet 50 push-ups on it. I'm so serious. Like, bro's got his own production studio, period. That son has his own production studio, flat out. You know what I mean?
If he don't, I wonder if he has a consort. I bet if he don't have one, she would have some farmland, quote unquote, or something like that. That be able to give that to him. But Venus being at 23 Cancer, and it's sextile Jupiter, which Jupiter is the 7th house. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yes, the significator for his consort would be either that, in modern astrology, that Neptune in Scorpio at the, point of generation, right? The eagle point, right? Which makes me think, will make me surprised, like, man, he doesn't have a bunch of children to a certain extent, or, maybe he has a bunch of brothers or siblings. You know what I mean? So that Neptune, like, she herself could be like a reporter. Maybe someone who's in front of the camera but does communication. So, because it did say like how he got his start in 1984 in that Wikipedia. I could have sworn it said something about broadcasting.
Yeah, it did say something about some broadcasting company.
Right. And so he could be with somebody that's like that, or the Jupiter in, like you said, the Jupiter in Taurus in the 9th. Yeah. Some woman who lives or domiciled somewhere that's seemingly foreign to him, possibly, if not, across the pond somewhere. But she has a boatload. She has a lot of land. She had definitely. And I mean, come on, bro. And she's about that bridge. She's probably like an Aries or something. That 7th house being at 14 degrees. That's a Taurus degree. Duh. Like, come on, man. let's seriously, let's be real about that. Like it just is. You know what I mean, she definitely grabbed the inheritance, Neptune and Scorpio. Like she's definitely about that. Like, oh my God, that's my daddy gives me anything. And I told him I wanted to be a photographer and videographer. And he's just like, I'm so in love with you. Like type energy, right? Like it's possible. Do we know? We don't.
I'm so glad
like,
we met.
Hey, Keanu.
We met from a friend. I'm glad we met through friends. One of my friend groups out of many.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because the girlfriend, you know, fifth house is girlfriend, boyfriend, seventh house is commitment, eighth house is sex. And it's just sad how his sex house cusp is on groups because it's 11 degrees.
Yo.
It's like this guy is a threesome guy, possibly, man. And I'm not trying to get into his bedroom business. I'm just keeping it a band. But yeah, the commitment is definitely for like his partner is going to be all about finances in some way, shape, or form, right? In that fifth house, cusp being at 16 degrees, like it's very Cancerian there, but you know, he might have always kind of dated older women.
Right. Don't worry, honey. I have the home taken care of. Go kill somebody in a movie.
Mm-hmm. Sugar mama. Let me stop.
PS5 secure. Got the PS5 secure. Got the home studio secure. Got the home studio secure.
Yo, why? That is hilarious, man.
Let me see. Think. I wonder if he didn't have children trapped there. If he does have children, to like after like his first Saturn return, or like maybe like mid 30s, maybe later in life.
Type in Keanu Reeves children. I got a feeling though, with Saturn being a significator for dispositor for children for him, and the significator for children is Mars and Saturn. Mars is in the 11th house, which is other people's children, and Saturn is in the 6th house. It almost makes me think he's adopted, you know, because 6th house is pets. I'm not calling children pets, but adopting a child seems so much more probably of what he would have been a part of than anything else. But what does it say when you type like Keanu Reeves children?
Oh, they had a steal. Him and his girlfriend Jennifer Syme were expecting, and oh wow, that was during the Matrix. But during delivery, his daughter was stillborn.
What did I say? 6th house, Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that he had children. I said I just got a feeling he would adopt somebody else's. I can't make this up. I'm not trying to be like, let me look into my crystal ball. That's not what I'm doing.
Hold on. They said, oh, he had a girlfriend transition in 2001.
Time out. Is that really surprising? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's put where was Saturn in 2001. I'm gonna put that 50 push-ups on the table again and say it's in Aries. It's in its fall. And I told you the significator of children as well as girlfriend is the 5th house.
Let's see. Actually, no, I don't want that one. You said 2001? Let's just do March.
Where was Saturn in 2001? Saturn in Aries. You know what I mean? Could have probably Googled that. Saturn in what years was Saturn in Aries? Like, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But let's see what we got here. It was in Taurus starting then.
But it was like sidereal, that definitely would be in Aries, but let me actually just
let's
transits.
I was about to say, yeah, let's go a little forward. A little backwards. Yeah, let's go a little backwards. Let's start from that 99.
Let's see. Oh, whoa. 96.
There's no way.
We was looking for what, 99?
Yeah, because let me see if I said that right then. Because 1999, we said he was 34, right? So that's why I'm thinking like, that's why I'm thinking like in 99, because that means that Saturn should have spent 2.5 years in Pisces from about like, let's see, he was in 29 in 94, right? Or 93. Is that right? 93.
Yeah, so 29 and 93.
Okay, 99 is 6 years later. Okay, so that Taurus does check out. Because I'm just thinking Saturn's in the sign every 2.5 years. So I was just thinking like, okay, when did Saturn enter? Yeah, we want to know when did it enter Aries? So yeah, you can bring that back up. Because it might have entered Aries twice, because it might have entered, retrograded, and then entered again. It's a strong possibility. So
looks like April 7th, 1996.
Really? So what was it after that? Are we going to get after 96? We're going to get basically 2025? Is that what we're about to get? We're about to get 2025?
Let's see, what year when it comes to it? So 99?
No, it's definitely in Taurus in 99. But you were right, sidereally speaking. But still, bro, it's still the neck, bro. That's still the neck.
At a
because
point,
it's the neck tropic, but it's the head sidereally speaking. So I'm gonna still rock with that because I look at the sidereal as what's physically happening. So I'm on like my Terrence Howard and Get Rich or Die Trying. When I'm wrong, I'm right. When I'm right, I'm right. Like right? Like seriously. But go ahead. What'd you say?
Oh no. So now, but now, see, I put it I put it to where Saturn's exactly at that antecedent point of his sign.
Got you. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Let's see. 20 degrees, 11 minutes. Yeah,
took away the 19.
Would be more specific. Yeah. However, look at that. That's interesting. What years? That's still 1997. So that's wild. And 99 is when he had that, which actually, like I said, that makes sense. It makes sense because sidereally speaking, yes, Saturn would be in its fall. You know what I mean? Saturn would be in its fall. Sidereally speaking. So in the physical, it was a fall that he did. Of course, it was a structured fall because he was tied to a harness. It still broke his back, messed his spine up, some way, shape, form. But he had to have things happen to the neck. So, excuse me. So it still works out for me. Flat out. Like it's still working out. Oh, snap. It's other stuff here, man. I'm sorry. I thought I wasn't. So let's go here. Imagination 693 said, peace and love, everyone. C. Thomas said, the years The Matrix was filmed. He said, filming began in March 1998 and wrapped in August 1998. Principal photography took 118 days. I guess whatever source he saw from there. C. Thomas also says Islam. Radi Bouzuba says, we need a Moorish meeting in Morocco. I mean, we're here in Morocco. Yeah, I mean, just respectfully saying, like, Morocco, the kingdom of Morocco is a French protectorate. Alrighty, like the Moroccan Empire has always been here at the Maghrib Al-Aqsa, here at Old Amexem, right? C. Thomas says 2022 film Berserker Volume 2. Okay, got you. Berserker Volume 2, directed by D.S. Bradford with Tammy Davis and Keanu Reeves. So C. Thomas has basically said, like, bro, there's that, director's credit in 2022. So he's confirming that. BRZRKR, which is Berserker, right? He says he missed the period. C. Thomas was saying. He also says the highest selling comic book launch in 30 years by Keanu Reeves in his comic book writing debut alongside New York Times bestselling co-writer Matt Kent, and acclaimed artist Ron Garney continues. Look at that. Looky, Astro Cookie. C. Thomas gives laughter. He also says he has no children, but daughter stillborn. Like, yeah, that's what I was just saying. And then Brother Seven says Islam. So yeah, thank you for your interactions, guys, in the chat. I thoroughly appreciate it. I'm sitting here like, why does it not say a down arrow? What'd you say?
I was like, yeah, shout out to y'all in the chat. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, most definitely. So I'm just really looking at that like, So yeah, that comic book thing makes sense too. You know what I mean? Around his launch, it said the highest selling comic book launch in 30 years by Keanu Reeves. I wonder, when was that comic book launch? Let's see what year that was.
Bro, get out my head.
Yeah,
I was like, can we get a date? Can we get a date?
Yeah, what
can we get a date, or can I get some dates? Either one.
You're hilarious. Who likes medjool dates? I do.
I do.
You know, is Islam. So, all right, what do we see there?
Bro, we ain't even went nowhere else. We ain't even did draconic or sidereal. We just that's what we be telling y'all. If y'all think this is a lot, think about taking 3 branches of astrology: draconic, tropical, Vedic, sidereal, and us doing on all levels, on the 5 cycle, the physical, the astral, the soul, draconic, the spirit. Like, we don't play. We just going in on one.
That's why I was like, man, I'm gonna try to not be too technical tonight.
I know, it's like, bro, do we have to end this live? You want to analyze after?
yo, we could pick this apart. If we was just to, not be in front of the camera and just have our books and our techniques, just to go in on this, we would, that presentation would probably have people that know Keanu Reeves or his peoples that could get in contact with him, like, yo, I don't know who the fuck these cats are, yo, but they're picking out shit when you were in high school. That's just exactly how it would be, flat out. But anywho, bro, what can you find, brother Sean? Keanu Reeves comic book release. What is that? Is that 2002 also? Because then that just makes sense, bro. With that whole Mercury,
March 3rd, 2021.
Okay, so Berserker is the comic book. Got you.
Yeah. Hold up.
Okay, that's what it is. Got
Follows an immortal warrior known as Berserker as he fights his way through the ages. The first issue of the 12-issue limited series was published March 3rd, 2021.
Okay, now is it a film? Berserker 2 became some kind of film or something? It's like a book. Let's see, a film. Well, he might be working on that. So maybe that's that project we was speaking about earlier. That's what I'm saying. Yo, let's go back and look at direction then. That's why I say start from 2022, bro. Like, y'all, I'm gonna keep it a band with you. I ain't looking at none of this stuff prior to the day, yo. This is just going off of what we do, using, you know what I mean? Respectfully saying our insight and intuition. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know I'm psychic. I have to accept the fact that I'm psychic. My elders have been telling me that, and I get it. I know there's people out there that will try to listen to my words and then try to run their little Moorish groups wherever they are and then try to repeat those types of words to make themselves seem credible when they're not. And 9 times out of 10, people have to watch Seven Hill Star in order to have the inspiration to try to chase the bag by taking advantage of people who don't have this higher science or have this knowledge. Y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a lot of imitations out there. You know what I'm saying? However, you want the real, you know what I'm saying? It's Seven Hill Star, bro. Like, really, at the end of the day. Because when it comes to the psychic mothers that we have as elders, that really love us, you know what I mean? And not on no BS, they elder mothers that really, love us, honor us. It ain't no funny business, nothing like that. Ain't no weirdo sugar mama bullshit. Like, for real, yo. Like, it's just straight up respect and honor so we can do what we do. And then I'm doing my best to not get too technical with being psychic. That's what I'm saying. I'm not, yo, let's look at that. I didn't know that that's what it was. You know what I mean? But as I'm reading the chart and I'm getting these flashes and these pictures, it's like, all right, man, hold on. Let's see what this is then. So we're able to, do what it is that we do. You feel me? So with that being said, it is what it is. You feel me? I trust that we have, we're doing good and sharing with you all, you know what I'm saying? That which we all need. You feel me? And knowing that Seven Hill Star can really do ye astrology to a level that I'm pretty sure, yeah, it would probably do whatever. But what you got to do when you come to us, you can't come with the like we're some celebrities that you're looking up to. Like, no, yo, we just your brothers. I get it. We in front of a camera, we on a screen, and it moves, so it looks like we're, popularly, famous or something like that. When really at the end of the day, we're the greatest known unknown, where, you wouldn't have, these beings wherever they are running their so-called Moorish groups and wanting to grand chic wherever it's up north or on the West Coast or some Midwesting something somewhere, or they're near Atlanta or whatever. And these beings watch us, they take notes, and all they're trying to do is try to find a way to disprove us so that they can be like, see, look here, see, this don't really mean this. And you know, this ain't really part of the zodiac constitution because it's look, man. A lot of you cats had every opportunity and every chance when we extended the olive branch, and there's a lot of beings out there. It's not you guys that are here. There's a lot of beings, and maybe it's some that's not even speaking up, because I'm telling you, people will silently watch you. Silently watch you. Bring that fifth harmonic back up again. I'm talking, but I ain't gonna front. I'm reading too. That's his natal fifth harmonic.
Mm-hmm.
Interessante, bro. His fifth harmonic moon is trying that Jupiter. But the progressed Jupiter is trying that retrograde towards it, but even the natal Jupiter, it's applying to it, seemingly. That's amazing.
And his solar return for last year was Virgo. With Mercury in that Libra. For his solar return last year. And Mercury was right there in Libra, 6 degrees. So it's, you know, communicating beautiful service.
Giving a bit of a balance, partnering up with people. That's why it's talking about the other ones for that comic book. You know what I'm saying? Like that's freaking amazing, G.
With the sun in its 12th. So it's 11th house perfection year and the sun in its 12th. He's like, everybody come over, or the few beings, you know, that he works with, and maybe it was just via internet, you know, or Zoom, or those few levels he did, but and he definitely probably tried to keep to himself much as he did for that cycle. And yeah, and that second is just progressed. Make sure it's for the same year. And yeah, I remember you saying, Mars was in its fall in that fifth harmonic.
Yeah, and Venus is just like, I'm the greatest ever. Trine, and sextile the nodes.
Trine, that secondary progressed Saturn.
It's wild how that fifth harmonic Saturn is conjunct his sun, but it's definitely conjunct his ascendant, his secondary progressed ascendant. That's what I'm talking about, secondary progressed sun and secondary progressed ascendant. That fifth harmonic Saturn. So yeah, man, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of things about Keanu Reeves being and it may be actually, yes, behind the scenes. A lot of it. That's why I said that when you said director, I was just like, man, you talking about me stop reading your mind, bro. That was your moment, because I was thinking, I'm getting direction. And he's like, hold on, maybe he's not in the film, maybe he's directing. And that's why I was like, yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Interesting, that Mercury in Gemini in the fifth harmonic. There was something else I thought I saw in there, 19 degrees somewhere. The fifth harmonic moon is basically separating, and so is that Mercury, because that fifth harmonic Mercury is retrograde. Of course. Interesting, bro. I'm just kind of looking for things that absolutely stick out. Fifth harmonic ascendant is conjunct his natal moon. Right? Looking for something else that's really more standout-ish. That was the solar return.
No, it's solar return part of 4 is at 29.
Interessante. Bro, do you see where that solar return moon is though? Yo, pull up, yo. Hold up, man. It's trying to make me, I'm trying to think. That's probably when I actually watched John Wick. So I'm thinking about placements in my chart now. And in terms of, because sometimes I look at things in astrology like, okay, if I'm watching, like, for example, since we're talking Keanu Reeves, when did I come into contact with Keanu Reeves pertaining to certain portions of my chart? And I really think it was around, was that when I seen John Wick? I'm trying to think, bro. It might have been September, or it might have been something else that I watched with Keanu Reeves around his solar return, bro. Like, I'm just like, or even during that solar return, since that's where the moon in fortune is, I'm just like, okay, that just makes sense that between his solar return and now, I've consumed some things that's, not necessarily matrix stuff, but I think me and my consort might have been watching the Matrix too around that time. Just to be honest. There it is. There it is. Fifth harmonic Mercury is conjunct the solar return midheaven. There it is. Level 4 and level 3. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And that's the Venus degree. I mean, Libra degree, but it's dealing with Venus. That makes a lot of sense. So what does that mean? It just makes me think like, that's him doing the comic book thing, guys. He's writing. You know what I mean? What kind of writing? Since the Mercury's retrograde, childhood, right? Don't they call like comic books like childhood graphic novels, or some people may think of them as immature or whatever, but he's basically being able to give some type of regressive writing or regressive type of presentation to the public, conjunct his, like, that fifth harmonic that's dealing with his natal, right? Fifth harmonic deals with like creativity. Let's just put it like that. So it's like, okay, if somebody wanted to calculate, you guys want me to get technical a little bit? Let's get a little technical, right? Broshan, you bring up a calculator real quick? Because let's see if we can calculate that Mercury. Where's his natal Mercury again? 9 degrees, 57 minutes. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if we end up with what we got, right? So there's a calculator. 9:57 in Virgo, right? Virgo is what? 150?
50. Yeah, so 159, 57.
159, 57 times 5. All right, subtract 360.
I did 720 because it can go in 2 intervals.
All right. What we got now?
We got 77.85. Let me just, I don't know.
Bro.
So yeah, that's definitely, let's see.
Bro.
60 to 90, 17.
That's Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
That's 17 degrees Gemini. And 85, 0.85, do 0.85 times 60.
51 minutes, 1751.
Yeah, so it's still kind of within 2 degrees, roughly. Right? Roughly. Even though it was at 19 degrees in the fifth harmonic. Which is even wilder because that solar return midheaven is within his 10th house, along with that sun, that fifth harmonic sun, which is at 18 degrees, back to Virgo. That sun dealing with Virgo again. Right? What would that be? 158.27 times 5 for that sun. No, pardon me. 159.41. 159.41, forgive me. That would have been 168 if I was doing that fifth harmonic. But his natal sun would be 159.41. And let's multiply that times 5. Oh, you know what? I know why that last one was off. Bro, we did it wrong. Let's go back and see if we can get that 19 degrees Mercury real quick. Let's see. It was the Mercury was 159, but it was 57, right? Right?
Correct.
So what's 57 divided by 60? What's 57 divided by 60? That's what we got to do.
0.95.
Okay, now let's do the 159.95 times 5. Now let's subtract that 720.
Shout 720 Astro Alien.
You already, boom, there we go. There's that.
Is that 19 3/4?
Boom.
So 19.
That's why I was like, hold on, why are we off, bro? You know, I don't like being off with my math skill. You know, we stay on close, but I get it because we didn't convert 57 minutes into a decimal of a degree. So it was what? 19 degrees. It was 7.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 75 is what? 3/4, which would 3/4 of a degree is 45 minutes.
5, yeah.
So where was his fifth harmonic Mercury now? Was it 19 degrees 45 minutes?
You got it at 48, but that's
what I like, baby. I like being within 3 minutes. There we go, because that shows that not only can we measure it, but we can also calculate harmonics too. So that's love. All right, cool. Now let's do the sun, right? So the sun is at let's do 41 divided by 60 first to get the decimal of degrees that 41 minutes is. It's going to be under 75. I know it's going to be under 75, but 41 divided by 60, and then we'll do the 159 again. 0.41. I'm sorry, 41 divided by 60. You was right. I was off.
Yeah.
So it's 0.68. So let's just do 0.683. Let's just do 0.683. So let's do 159.683. Boom. There we go. 18 degrees. What's 0.415 times 60? 24 minutes, 20. Almost 25 minutes. So where was that sun at?
1827.
Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Being within 3 minutes, baby. That worked. Because I'm pretty sure if we knew the seconds, we would really see it. But we're only seeing the celestial longitude for the degree in the minute. But it's all good. I'm not really tripping. Brother C. Thomas says D.L. Hewley said it best to me, quote, people don't hate you. They hate the fact they see you doing something that reminds them that they ain't doing nothing. Islam, bro. I respect.
Yo, where's that at? He said that in an interview. Islam. I need that link.
So we can get the sound bite.
Yes, please. I need that.
Yo, that is hilarious.
Y'all know not to give me no sound bites. What, girl? You trying to study?
It's hilarious, man. It's about that time. I know we 3 minutes after midnight Eastern. I mean, just so. Yeah, that's the creativity. Let's calculate his seventh harmonic. Can you bring up the seventh harmonic? Matter of fact, before you bring it up, right? Let's calculate, because I want to see what Neptune is in the seventh harmonic. So his natal Neptune is 1525, right?
1525. So, yep, let's see. 1525. So what? 0.25 times 60. Do
well,
that.
25 divided by 60. 25 divided by 60.
Divided by, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
25.
0.416.
Okay, so let's do 0.4167 with 225 because 15 degrees Scorpio is 225, right?
That 4167.
Yeah.
All right, we said seventh harmonic.
7. Yeah, we want to see the 7th harmonic. I want to see. All right, I guess you can do 1440. Subtract 1440. Where it takes us.
137.
So that's what?
17 Leo.
17 degrees Leo. 9196, 0.9196 times 60.
Oh no.
0.9196
96 times
60.
55.
17 degrees Leo, 55 minutes. All right, let's see the 7th harmonic. Let's see if Neptune is there in Leo. And then that would be so fucking telling. God, that would be so telling looking at the 7th harmonic pertaining to him doing the movies, bro. Like, that's so telling.
It's guided in Taurus?
No. We looked at Neptune.
Pardon me. Okay, yeah.
57
I looked
minutes.
at the sun.
We're just 2 minutes off.
There we go. Yup.
It makes all the sense in the world, and it's in his 12th house, bro. It's not.
House.
I mean, come on, yo, guys. You thought we could just we're not showing off, but we can calculate stuff and see things about your chart off the top of our heads with a calculator. Like it's not a game. But yeah, so the 7th harmonic just kind of gives me like a certain way and feel of being like just doing this like quirky uniqueness of things, kind of having this exorbitant concentration while, adding a bit of creativity to it. The 7th harmonic is like dividing the circle by dividing the circle 7 times. So 360 divided by 7 gets you 51.42 degrees, which is roughly what we calculated that before. It was about like 51 degrees, 25 minutes, 42 seconds or something, 42.9 seconds. That's what it is. So when you divide the circle by 7, it's roughly 51 degrees, 25 minutes, 42.9 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Per slice in the zodiac, right? So what you do is you can either see, where planets are and measure them if they're that many, degrees, minutes, and seconds apart, or you can actually calculate it to get a roundabout where they are. And you guys can see we're anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes in the celestial longitude of accuracy. So we don't play with this. Like when we say we're about that zodiac constitution, we about that mathematics portion too. We don't fuck around. All right. It's just that we try our best to not make people feel intimidated or it's over my head. Like, okay, let's do the sounding like we're down to earth thing so that people will come to us for astrology. But at the same time, we do know too that we can keep it simple. We can talk to Pookie and Ray Ray about their astrology. You know what I'm saying? Like if Keanu Reeves was Pookie and Ray Ray, I'd be like, oh yeah, you're looking at his 7th harmonic, right? Go back to his natal chart though, but man, that 7th harmonic is telling just a little bit with a balsamic moon crackulating. I would probably say I'm like, hey bro, were you adopted? But I'm serious because he's got moon in the 11th. You know what I mean? It's like, is that a mother taking on other children? Either you're adopted or you had like adopted siblings or something. Or like, was your mom adopted? And you come from a mom that went through foster care and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Some other questions that we could ask him, right? When it comes to, I don't know, relationships. We could be like, hey, man, was your first major relationship in college or high school? Like, you know what I mean? Did you kind of like really deal with your high school sweetheart and follow her to college, or somebody in college that you really was in love with? You see what I'm saying? Was it some like lead woman? So could have been a professor, because you kind of, 5th house is telling you got a thing for older women. Both the Jupiter and Saturn are at the Aries degree. But if we looked at that Neptune there at the Gemini degree, it also lets me know that possibility when it comes to, you know, making commitments, you know what I mean? Maybe it's a commitment to mysterious women or women he had to, you know, he had to be a secret. Or there had to been a secret kept. You know what I'm saying? You know?
I don't know, like we should know be doing this type
like,
thing.
Yeah, like did you had to be like, you know, always dating an older woman, or she was actually someone who was, you know, well dressed, you loved her perfume, she stayed in pearls and diamond rings, and you knew that she was another professor on campus's wife, but she was able to give you special tutoring classes, Jupiter in the ninth, right? I'm just saying, I can't make this up. Hey, Keanu, just curious, man. Did you not felt heard? You felt when you spoke up, sometimes people just didn't hear you or didn't understand you. You feel misunderstood. He's gonna absolutely say yes with that freaking sun in the 12th house, honestly. Some other questions we could really ask him, like, hey, bro, like when you need to pay attention to detail, did you always find yourself paying attention to detail, but the details you paid attention to is just like the most oddest things, or things that just seem like out of normality? You know what I'm saying? You would pay attention to things, but it just wasn't normal things to pay attention to. Because let's just keep it a band too. Like Mercury's Cazimi, Neptune and Pluto's combust. So when it comes to, you know, innovation and, you know, well, for him being innovative with health, like he probably was a horrible science student. I'm just gonna keep it with you. Like, you know, he either was a horrible science student or he just didn't get along with the teachers in science, and he was just always drifting off trying to do his own experiments. You know what I mean? Pluto in the third is just like, bro, were you always like drawing vampires or something?
Yeah, that made me think of like the whole goth energy. Like, yo, did you love like wearing black and you know, like, did you hook up with your mom's friends? Like, and you know, were like you the baby, or you know, just different type of questions, you know, just that Cancerian energy, you know, and it's like, or you know, did you get homeschooled, or did you get in trouble at school so you could be at home? You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't have to be around everybody.
Correct. You know what I mean? Like that's really interesting. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, when it comes to friends too, it's like when he was younger, was his friends like friends of his mother? Like he had to always be dragged around to like sewing events. Like, Ma, I don't want to be here. Oh, look at you, little Charlesy. Hey, Charlesy, you want to help? Go run over there and get me these things. And it's just like,
it's KC.
You know, it's just
Call
like,
me KC.
Really? Yeah, I know, right? Really, you know, my friends is when I was a child was really, you know, these women my mom met up with for like either book club. It's possible. I know, like nothing says books pertaining to the 11th house, but it's very. Hold up, let me think about that one. No, it does. It does, because you know when it comes to publishing, reading published works, that's that 21 degree part of fortune in Mars. So I'm just going to keep it a band, right? However, that's possible. You know what I mean? Or like I said, his mom adopted people. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility. You know what I mean? However, let's see, Brother Judas, I guess from when I was like, yo, it's 3 minutes after midnight Eastern. He's like, it's almost midnight. Right? And he's laughing at that. But guys, I think we went in pretty fairly. We showed a few things that we could do, but there's so much more.
Man, we didn't even get through a quarter of it.
Yeah, man, we're just having fun with some simple things.
It was just like Saturday. I'm like, man, we just getting started. You know, it's like 3 hours. We just getting started.
Yeah. It's like that Vertex is saying that he's supposed to be like making sudden changes in the spirit and being very creative and being having spiritual augmentation. So it doesn't feel like he has to go through spiritual growth in a rigid fashion, which means it just seems like it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do like this and be a monk. It's like that's not going to work for him. It's got to be, innovative. It's got to be on his own terms.
Yeah, mentally like stimulating. Like, yes, okay, you are guru, you do this, but I don't want to do a boring meditation. Like, I need something that's mentally stimulating and exciting, but I'm still learning. Like, and then if they didn't, let's see what, because the anti-vertex would be in 12 degrees Leo, in that 11th. And it'll be it's like like a lot of beings probably touched his heart but couldn't really stay long. Like, if it wasn't mentally exciting, they weren't gonna be able to hang around.
Or if it wasn't purposeful, if it didn't serve a particular purpose to be helpful. Go ahead,
I was just saying, it's funny, like when I was looking for clips, I'm saying, like, to just, put together for our little video today. It was a Moorish mother interviewing. She's like, apparently he's like the internet boyfriend or something like that. And I'm like, Venus, Mars, and Moon, 11th in Cancer. Like, goodness, that definitely shows that, like, like, oh, he's humble and laid back, but there's just that energy to where it's like, I just can't get enough of you. It's like the home type energy. It's like, gosh, I want to take you home and let you meet my mom and dad. It's like, with that, and that midheaven at 13 degrees Gemini, being ruled by Mercury in the 12th, dominating. It's like, yeah, as long as he did the, communications or writing, like, he'll be good. Like, instead of like Fruit Loops where it's like follow your nose, it's like follow your heart. And really let things that are like, let us be immersed in foreign things, like, will be his teacher.
Wow.
But yeah, we still going or not, bro? Like, man,
I yield, bro. I think we gave them more than enough, honestly.
Yeah, and y'all make sure y'all go check out our previous celebrity, where we did, Halle Berry, Nick Cannon, which is funny because after we did that Nick Cannon, I had posted that I plead the fifth. Like, I can't remember what we even said. It's like a question. He's like, we need to know Nick Cannon. I was like, I put like our question, like, where you're like, I plead the fifth. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Let's see, we did Leonardo DiCaprio, Stephen King, we did Michael Martin Luther King. I'm trying to think who else, like we did a few. Halle Berry, we did a few. I remember, Bandless Not With Us No More, but like Janelle Monáe, I think that's like one of the first ones a while back.
Oh, we did Janelle Monáe too, yeah.
Then I don't think we went in on him personally, but in the workshop, I know we went over Kobe, we went over Pope Francis. I know we did him. Like, we done went on a lot of charts, y'all. And I said to Brother Son, I'm thinking about maybe just doing like quote unquote celebrity every moon cycle, or I don't know. We'll figure it out, but because we don't have to do celebrities, but we know, like, as for the people, they see these actors, musicians, you know, different things, so they can able to see something and recognize, like, oh yeah, yo, that's why I knew he had them bars, son. He got that Mercury and Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Trine is Uranus type energy, you know, like, you know, doing that so that people can see what we do. Like, and as we said before, this is only a quarter. I don't even want to say it's a quarter, like, it's like a pinky nail clipping of like, and we just went in on tropical, you know, we got 3 branches and there's like so many more different techniques that we can do. But, you know, from what we just seen, I'm just going in on a little bit, and yeah, we can do a whole lot, you know. And yeah, Keanu Reeves, if you see this, make sure that we get like tickets early to like John Wick 5 and 6. You know, I don't mind acting. Let me get up in there. Let me do some. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
you know, let Brother Hassan and the president, Brother
Be
Horary,
ourselves.
do the soundtrack, yo.
You're hilarious, bro. It's funny. Yeah, because I even think, like, you know, shout out to my brother Spartacus. He's like, I know he really, you know, if he gets to really do this music like I think he's planning, you know, because there's been a few rappers that have been like, yo, you could be like the being that we come to for like information and stuff. Like, I had people pitch me a few ideas of me doing cameos in their music videos, and I'm just like, that would be interesting to see. I'll just be being myself, but you know, I know how that image of music videos look, and people are gonna be like, who is this guy they're going to go talk to? Because there's going to be a lot of people who know and a lot of people who do not know. You know what I mean? But brother C. Thomas says this article is where he probably quoted, haters don't really hate you. In fact, they hate themselves because you're a reflection of what they wish to be. But he's saying the source is unknown, though. But I remember you were saying, like, it could have been DL Hughley or whatever. But, well, you know, maybe we can find it. It's there in chat. So when we go back, we can look at it.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Everybody, you know, say hater now.
However, and she looked right into the camera, bro. That is bananas. She is like, look at me. I'm pretty.
Nah, sure, yeah, I'm getting my butt rubbed. Yeah, I'm getting my booty rubbed.
Yeah, I told you that's a pit bull thing, man, with them hips. You know what I mean? Like, that's what our puppy does too. I can sit there and rub on his neck and stuff, and then he's like, you know what? As a matter of fact,
wrong side, wrong way.
Hips. And it's like, what? Yeah, like what, man? Like, hold on. But he'll sit there and take all the hip rubs ever. But it is what it is. So anyway, guys, we thoroughly appreciate you. I'm gonna take my break here, rest and recharge. I know we got quite a bit of advertising to do. We got to put up the flyers for this Saturday. Join us for our astrology discussion. I'm just going to verbalize it. I know, you know, probably on Wednesday we'll do a bunch of showing you this, showing you that, showing you these. I know Brother Sean has, you know, he has a workshop coming up on the 23rd of September. It's dealing with Reiki and things of that nature. And I think on the 5th, we're going to be on House of Reawakening Minds again to introduce that to you guys, so you guys can check that out. I will be assisting Brother Sean with that particular workshop, and there's going to be things that I'm offering. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say exactly what it is. I'm guaranteeing you're not going to really want to miss it. However, we'll be, I guess, having that on the website soon, or having this, you guys can just, you know, transact through the CashApp. You know, we can do this so many ways, guys. You know, sometimes it's like, well, let's just put it on the website so people feel it's official. Like, I mean, we're very, 7 Hill Stars is very consistent. I was super consistent without a website, just a phone and a place where you transact. One time it was PayPal, another time, you know, some people were sending Western Union, and now it's Cash App. You know what I mean? Or if you got an Apple phone, you know what I mean? Hit my Apple Pay if I can get an Apple Pay number. You know what I mean? Things like that, whatever, right? But other than that, guys, I love you guys, right? Brother Sean, questions, comments, and or suggestions? Going once. You guys in the chat, questions, comments, and or suggestions. Thank you again. Let me say that.
Shout out to y'all.
Comment. Thank you guys
hanging out with us.
Yeah, in the chat. That's pretty. Yeah, for real. Because that lets us know, like, okay, well, maybe you guys really, like it when we go over, charts of celebrities. You know what I mean? Cool. Now, I think we've showed so much that what we can do that's not like other astrologers, that when we do the so-called popular things that like astrology social media accounts do, it just hits different when we do it because you guys have a track record that's been public, so to speak, public for you guys to go check and you like, dang, man, like now these brothers are like jumping into really, we could have been, see the things about memes and stuff, we was keeping memes and stuff to ourselves. Shout out to the Exalted Cyclops. He's like, yo, that stuff you send into the chat, just start posting it publicly. I'm like, okay, cool. Because I would, man, I'm telling you, I'll be one day, like, it's like 1 or 2 days out of every month, I'll just be like in the Instagram, just binging different videos. And it'd be like, that's this planet in this sign. That's this planet in this house. Hey, man, when this happens around this year, that's that. And we just be tripping inside our own little chat. And, brother Corey Bay, he's like, the Exalted Cyclops, right? He's like, yo, post that stuff, to the page, you know what I'm saying? And I know it comes with risk at times because you never know, people out there may want to, see what these Moors are doing and they're not really doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, man, we're at a point now that we've paid our dues. We're going to continue to be honorable. However, we're going to have fun also, even more now. And we don't give a fuck how risky it may seem to do or say what we do because we can back everything that we're saying. Period. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is prove to us that you've done the research to prove us wrong, which you're not going to be able to. We already know that, or we still extend the offer. Hey, man, don't believe anything we say. Research it. Try to prove it wrong. That just does not happen. Anywho, questions, comments, and/or suggestions going. Twizzers.
Y'all got 9 days.
What'd you say?
I said y'all got 9 days till that 32% off. The readings is gone. So y'all got 9 days.
I'm gonna take advantage of what Brother Sean got on that website. Look, mental magician report. Imagine you get, okay, let's just do some math real quick. A mental magician report, let's say you wanted the top-notch mental magician report. It's $450, right? Now take $450 and multiply that by 0.32, right? What you get, Brother Sean? $450 times 0.32.
Should be 306.
What's that number?
450
times 0.32.
All right, so 350 minus 144. Yo, 206.
Y'all bet. What? No, time out. What happens when you multiply what happens when you multiply 450 times 0.32? Say, do it one more time. 450 times 0.32. What you get? What's the answer?
That's 144 off.
So you're subtracting 144 from 450?
It's 306. Okay, I accidentally put 350 instead of 450.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, hold on, that's more than 50%. Nah, it's 3. You can't knock that. Because you guys, we get it, right? We're kind of like thinking like we know what we're worth, but it's like, oh well, if the people don't really comprehend the value of astrology, it's like, so do we go out here and be astro sluts just so we can get some readings done for you guys? Like that doesn't make sense. It's for years we've been having the numbers certain places. So what we've done is just broke things down to the point where, we have levels. You know what I mean? And like I said, Brother Sean will let you know what it is for Mental Magician Report 1.0. Then there's a Mental Magician Report 2.0, and then there's a Mental Magician Report 3.0. You know what I'm saying? He's offering many things. You get solar return reports, you get Oracle tarot card readings, breaky sessions. Like Brother Sean has quite a few things on 7 Hill Star, guys. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So you just gotta ask straight up. You can come to 7 Hill Star and be like, hey, I'm looking at these particular readings or this particular reading, because we have a live chat. You can talk to me live on 7 Hill Star. And as long as I see the notifications come to my email or whatever, when I see it, I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to reply to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if it's all late and stuff, and I know I'm the only one, don't expect if I'm probably resting and recharging, like, hey, you respond. Hey, bro, it's like 2:00 in the morning. Get a life. You know what I mean? Or just wait. Like,
yeah, he's got a family. You know what I'm saying? He's got loved ones over there.
Right?
Respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, flat out. You know what I'm saying? Me, my consort, and our babies. So with that being said, yeah, we can answer anything and just like, hey man, is this one of the sessions that Brother Sean is giving for 32? And I'll just let you know, you know what I mean? Yay or nay, flat out. You know what I mean? However, Brother Sean's got a lot of things on there, guys. So you need to check it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think too, Brother Sean, when you did post them on the website, it should actually say, if not, you have the admin type of power to say which astrologer it is that does that particular thing. You see what I'm saying? So you can put yourself, if you haven't, but if you have, cool. You know what I'm saying? Either way, we're gonna let people know exactly where to go if they like Brother Sean said, 32% off. Don't come to some Brother Hassan stuff looking for 32% off. You want a mirror session. If you don't say the promo code that I've been promoting,
y'all should have got that when bro said it.
Yeah, basically. And sometimes in my posts, I do certain things, like, since Brother Sean Solar Return is a bubbling, you know what I'm saying? It is, maybe Brother Sean, you might even want to extend it to 7 days after your solar return, so people can have a grace period, a post grace period, 7 days after, to take advantage of the 32% off. But after that, it's like, guys, you got to pick better options. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to think. We said it last night. We already have a website that's by us, sincere, true and faithful Moorish Americans. And one of the first things you see after you sign up for our email list, or if you're already signed up, you exit out of that screen, is a free natal chart calculator. Come on, guys, you can't beat it. You talking about, you want something free? I want to check my astrology, for free. Okay, we put that there. But don't come to us asking us to put our time into giving you something free. The answer will be absolutely no, and respectfully no, right? However, this is the part where I and Brother Sean say, be yourselves and donate. All right. So with that being said, guys, no more questions, comments, and or suggestions going thrice. I don't see any others here in the chat. I thank y'all for joining us, guys. Y'all are perfect. You've done great. And this is where we will see you guys on Wednesday back here at 7 Hill Star, All Rights Reserved YouTube channel, for our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report, where we're going to go in from, let's see, the 30th, right, where we ended off at 24th to 30th. So this is the 31st to the 5th. Is that right? 31st to the 5th, bro? Is that
31st to the 6th? Oh yeah, because that's on my day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the 6th. So the 31st to the 6th. Forgive me. I started counting. I said 30, 34, 35, 36. I was counting. Forgive me. There's not the 36th of August at all, but it's September, right? So yes, let's start over. The 31st, then the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7 days, right? So it's from the 31st to the 6th. All righty. For our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report that we'll be going in on Tuesday, the next day, right? Some people call tomorrow lawful living, our friends in law, Bible study. course. Come and get your exercise on in the George Prudent Gym. Same thing for Thursday for Lawful Living. Friday, you guys will see we go on Article 3 of the Zodiac Constitution, right? Article 3 in the Zodiac Constitution, right? And then after that, because we're going to pretty much go on early so that we can make a court strategy class on time. We'll actually be early for Lawful Living. And then Saturday will be our astrology concept correction session on Saturday. And then Sunday, you already know, we're going to go on chapter 28 in our Holy Quran, our AstroCivics Sunday number 46. Holy Quran devotional countdown for chapter 28. All right, guys, we thank you all so much on behalf of Brother Hassan Ghazil Bey, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, Brother Corey Bey, the Exalted Cyclops, and Brother R Bey, right? And the beloved mother for Copper Crystal Canvases, guys. We all say here at Seven Hill Star, we say, guys, rest and recharge well. And namaste, 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 y'all. Peace and love.